See West Ham Fan TV after Oxford 4, West Ham United nil. Move Mike, I'll ride home. Embarrassing, mate. Absolutely embarrassing.
It's not often this happens to me, but I'm actually, I'm actually lost for words. It's one for you there, Slav. There was no passion there. There was no fight. There's no determination. There was no heart. There's nothing out there from West Ham players tonight at all. It's all well and good getting to 0-0, like half time to 0-0, but then to put a fucking shocking performance like that in the second half, every single player out there ought to be ashamed of themselves. Every single player, every one of them, because as far as I'm concerned, like, I don't know what they thought. Did they think they were coming here for an easy ride or something? What, because of the fact that we've come here with 4 clean sheets in the last, 4 games in all competitions, and we think we can come here and, we can sort of get an easy ride. No, it's not like that. Football don't work like that. We absolutely, I'm sorry to use this expression, but we had our pants pulled down today, and then some more. The individual players out there that really, really shocked me were obviously, Masaraku, needless to say, with his slip. Carlos Sanchez, not a, what it says, really, I heard a lot of people saying this. A lot of people were saying, we have a good squad. No, we don't fucking have a good squad. We have a shocking squad, because if at least half of those players in that team, well, okay, maybe I'm going a bit overboard there, but a lot of players in that team should not have put out that kind of performance tonight. They are good enough. They are good enough, and they've showed us that they're good enough. But our backup players, i.e. the likes of, I don't want to say, let's say Carlos Sanchez, he's not up to the pace. He needs to go as soon as possible. Wilshere, he tried in fits and spurts, but not enough. The problem is with West Ham is that recently there's been a lot of great build. It's all well and good having good build-up play, but if you don't stick the ball in the back of the net, what's the point? This is called football. Football is about playing, not about playing nice football. You got to play ugly sometimes. I don't think this was a game to play ugly, but the thing is, what miffs me and what I can't understand and what I can't sort of get round is around my head is the fact that it was 0-0 at half time. 0-0 at half time. And then we put a fucking diabolical shit performance like that in the second half. That's a humiliation. That's a real humiliation. And, we could stand here all night and cherry pick players that did badly, but I stand by what I said. Every single fucking player out there tonight was shocking. The fact that we actually had to bring on Haller, Noble and Anderson, that smacks of desperation for us. Were we trying to save some face, or were we trying to, as far as I know, then none of those are defenders, and we were already 2-0 down at that point, I believe. And then right at the end, obviously in the second half, Roberto was pulling off some really good saves. But that says it all, basically, that we've got to rely on our goalkeeper to keep us, not even to keep us in the game, but to keep the scoreline. It wasn't even respectable. It wasn't even 4-0. 4-0. Honestly, they probably could have won by 5 and 6. But we have been absolutely humiliated here tonight. Absolutely humiliated. And, the rest of the Premier League must be looking at us thinking wow, same old West Ham.
But I bet they wish they put this on telly instead of...
Do you know what? The thing is, they give us reason to have so much hope. They give us so much hope, season in and season out. And then they go and give a performance like that. So, our backup players are well, you tell me how, Ajeti, I know he's not actually getting enough game time, but he's nowhere near worth £8 million worth of player. Nowhere near. I've probably seen better players that couldn't even get anywhere near the first team better than him, and probably even score. He ain't even scored for us yet. we had, you know, look, we had Issa Diop. I'm not, as I say, I don't want to be critical of individual players here, but I feel like there is a need to be critical of individual players. As I said, Sanchez already, Wilshere, Diop at the back, who I thought was, you know, a little bit shaky again. It looked like that I was watching him against Newport again. And there's absolutely, if anyone can take any positive out of that game, then they need the head tested, because there's no positives to take out of that game. But look, we've got to dust ourselves off. We're going to have a very, very difficult game. I think Bournemouth lost tonight as well. So we're going to have a very, very difficult game. Make no bones about that on Saturday. And Bournemouth are going to be up for it. We'll be up for it, but knowing us, we'll probably go there and we'll end up getting a draw. I don't think we'll, you know, that's just how it goes with West Ham. But look, it's typical West Ham. I mean, the media are going to be loving it tonight, saying, "Oh, West Ham, giant killing defeat, all this, you know, West Ham at it again and all that." And you know, so many of my friends were so quick to shut their mouths off last night about just laughing at other teams. I'm not going to mention those teams, but they know who they are. And we should take a long, hard look at ourselves, first of all, before we think about saying anything about other teams. Because that was, as I said, that was a humbling tonight. That was an absolute fucking humbling. And I'm not one on here to come on and start swearing and going mad. But tonight it needs it. It needs it, because there's absolutely no positives to take out of that tonight. And to be quite honest, I'm not worried about Saturday, but it's we've got to dust ourselves down very quickly. We've only got 2-3 days recovery time before that game, and you know, let's just see what they dish out on Saturday, eh?
Yeah, let's see, Mike. Let's see what happens. Look,
sorry, I've got nothing like positive to say. And like, we all came up here. We were talking in the car, and we were all like, we were saying how I was even speaking to people like for the last few days, and like saying how confident I was about this game because of the way that we are playing at the moment and because of the way that the defence has been. No, it's a completely different side there. But look, you know, nothing else to say. Nothing else to say, Dan.
well, cheers, mate, Mike, mate.